Hi friends, welcome back to Texas Family Life. My name is Kristy. I am a mama of 7 and we live in Texas. So I'm going to show you today my favorite bread pudding recipe. It is one that is absolutely worth it. I got this recipe from That Dude Can Cook on YouTube. He has a lot of really good recipes that take a very long time typically, but it's the kind of recipe that is worth the time. See, so this is one that takes a few extra steps, but it is so worth it. So if you'd like to learn how to make some bread pudding, follow along. If you haven't already, like and subscribe, and I'll be sharing so many more recipes and so many more adventures as a big family. But I can't wait to show y'all how to make this delicious recipe. And as usual, the recipe can be found in the description box below. So you can use any type of white bread, any kind of bread really, but I'm gonna use white bread. I got some store-bought bakery bread. You can use regular loaf is what I usually use. This one is actually for my mother, who I've been promising to make this for. We're gonna cut it into slices. So let's just do this.
Whoa.
I've got some raisins here. I'm going to go ahead and cook these in some water with just a little bit of either brandy or rum. And I'm going to do that just to get these to be kind of plump. So you bring the raisins to a boil and turn it real down. Then you turn it down to a simmer and just let them soak up some of the moisture. You. All right, so now we are going to take some butter and put it on either side of all these pieces of bread. So we want this to be really buttery, and it's gonna just add to the flavor and make it delicious. All right, so the raisins are ready, and so I'm gonna put some at the bottom of a very heavily greased bread pan, and I'm gonna go ahead and make this a double batch, one to give my mom and one for us to keep, just because there's so much bread, and that's if there ends up being too much. But so first we're gonna grease this, and then we'll put some raisins in. Okay, so now we're gonna crack 5 eggs into a bowl, and we're gonna mix that with sugar and set it aside. And while that's going, we're going to put on the stove some heavy whipping cream and some regular milk and heat that up, just to hot, not to boiling. And then we're going to temper it into the eggs, and we're gonna pour that mixture over the bread pudding. Okay, so we're gonna temper the eggs. That means we're gonna pour this hot milk mixture into the eggs quickly. We're gonna pour it in slowly. Edith, be careful. While whisking, and we'll do just a little bit at a time, and then eventually you'll be able to add all of it at once. I'm gonna have to put the baby down for this, and then I'll show y'all how to do it. Just do a little bit at a time. You don't want cooked eggs. Come on, baby. We poured the mixture over the bread and we're gonna let it sit for about 10 minutes so it can soak up as much as it can. In the meantime, we will go ahead and set the oven to 360 and we're gonna cook it for about 30 minutes just to start, and then check on it from there on out. While it's in the oven, we have one more step. We're gonna make the creme anglaise. And that's just like the cherry on top. It is so good. So now we are making the creme anglaise, and so that's just the heavy whipping cream, the milk, and then the eggs. We're gonna temper it again, and it's gonna be a little bit of a thicker consistency than the last mixture. And so when you pour it on top, it's gonna be just a cream that's delicious. And you can save it in the fridge and wait to pour it on the bread pudding later when you wanna eat it, or you can do it all at once. So I'm gonna go ahead and do it all at once. Oh, and be nice. So that when I give it to my mom, she doesn't have an extra step to do. And then it's just ready to be eaten. So. Now we make the switch. We're gonna pour this back into the pot and put it on the stove and heat it a little bit to make it thicker.
Wonder when I'm gonna have a cookie.
So you don't want this to scramble, you want it just to be thick enough. And we're gonna do a dip the back of the spoon in it, and if it keeps it, but you can just feel that it's starting to thicken. There is a trick that if you dip a spoon in it, you pull your finger across the back. If it stays, then it's ready. So that's good to go. We're gonna let it cool for just a minute. I hope you liked this video, and I hope this video encourages you to make this bread pudding. If you are a fan of bread pudding, don't pass it up. Try it and you won't regret it. And like I said, the recipe is in the description box below, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and I hope y'all have a blessed rest of your week. Bye guys.